here is your host, owner of the Movement Academy, Robert Kuhlman.
Hello, and welcome into the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. I'm Ben Droz. I'm running the ones and twos, the board, and in studio, like every Saturday from 10 to 11, we got Rob Kuhlman.
Everybody, how are you?
Rob, how are you doing? That's the first question I want to ask. How are you?
I'm great. I had a good morning. I actually had a couple sessions this morning already. So my clients woke me up this morning. It was great. I walked by because I'm away. Obviously, I walk here from the gym, and I walked by the farmers market. Except now there's an art show plus the farmers market.
Oh, really?
And every single June they do that, and I forgot that they were actually setting that up until yesterday because they close the street down, and then all of a sudden all these booths start popping up. Have you ever been there? Do you know what that is? Because I can describe it.
No. So inform the audience.
Yes.
Inform the audience.
Yeah, everyone should go. It's pretty cool. Also, it's right in front of the gym, so two birds. You could. I don't know if it's local. I don't know if it is. I'm certain there's local artists there, but I don't know how or where the artists come from. But there's paintings, there's sculptures, there's I've seen like woodworking over there. But it's literally from that O Street Bridge, that comes into downtown.
Okay.
So on Canopy Street that runs into the actual arena, the entire street, which is like 4 or 5 blocks or something like that, is just blocked off, and it is littered with booths of artists. And so what's nice is Movement Academy is over there. It is right next to that O Street Bridge. And what I'll do actually after this is I like to go to the gym and start actually at the very top, and I'll like head down one side of the street and I'll go all the way to the arena, and I'll try to hit every single booth that I can, which will be every one, right? And then I'll hit the other side of the street and go all the way back. And the things that you see, it's pretty interesting how creative people get and what you're going to see there. So you've never done it?
No, never been over there. Rob, I got to be honest. I like my life consists of driving to work, walking to school when it's school, and then going to my apartment. I don't do too much.
Well,
I'm not the kind of person that goes out and explores.
You're gonna have to get into art.
I mean, I was kind of I don't hate art. Like I took a bunch of art classes during high school and I enjoyed them.
Okay. What'd you do? Like what were you good at?
See, that's the thing. I wasn't very good at it. But like I like my favorite thing to do was pencil drawings where like
That's
you
cool.
have the different I don't even know what it's called, like thicknesses of pencils,
Right.
And it like goes dark, like you can make it was cool. I had to do a self-portrait doing that. I hated that, but like drawing somebody else, doing like the pencil, it was fun. There was one where I drew my dog with pencils, and it turned out pretty cool.
You got a picture of it? I mean, we could bring it to the studio.
It was actually okay. It wasn't bad. It was actually decent.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, I'm not a huge art person, but like I get the hype around it for some people. Like I can see how that could be. People can be super passionate about it.
Right.
I like doing it. It was a good way to get your mind off things. I just wasn't good at it, so I didn't do it.
Well, little known fact about myself is I actually do art. So I'm a commissioned artist. So
talk more about this.
So I actually sculpt with wire, and I create
wire.
Yes.
Ooh.
So and it's all referral based. So if nobody's ever heard of it, that's why. Because I have an actual job where I own a gym. But
and what's that gym?
It's called Movement Academy.
Ooh.
Everyone pop in,
nice
especially
plug.
if you're going to the art show. But yeah, so no, it's funny because a lot of my clients have actually purchased my art.
Really?
Yeah.
How are you I'm sure you were making millions off of this.
No, I'm not. But it is funny because it's I've had a few trainers, like people who work for me who want to purchase also. But
really?
If you go to a couple bars in town, I have some art in bars. I have so it's kind of a fun thing. But wire trees, and it's usually like bonsai-ish. So it's if anybody likes, it can be anything, like use leaves with wire. We do different colors of roots and leaves. It's pretty fun. So
I used to now that I'm thinking about it more, when I was younger, I loved like painting ceramics.
Okay, painting.
I liked painting ceramics. painting ceramics and like, painting on like a canvas are two different things. I hated painting on like a canvas, but like painting like it's called ceramic. Yeah. Like painting a ceramic was something that I liked doing when I was younger. Cause it was cool. I know I had like a Mary, Jesus and Joseph that I painted for my mom. And that was pretty cool. I'm pretty sure she still has them.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Of course
But some of them are like when I was super young and they were bad, like bad. Like some of them weren't even painted like in the lines or anything like that. Like it was really, and she still has them. I'm like, mother, you can get rid of these. You don't have to bring these out in your house and have these for everyone to see.
You actually drew yourself some lines to paint into. That's nice.
No, like I mean, not like that, but like like around the eye. Have it like, having the like having all the paint that's like for the eye actually stay in the eye. Not like
right.
It was bad when I first started painting. It was bad, but at the end it was pretty good. There's like this big turtle that was holding a pot that I painted, and that was probably my best one. It was good.
Okay. So yeah, you have to bring some of that stuff in and show me. I'll show you and you can show me yours. We'll bring it in. So yeah, and today also I was going to talk about a subject that, especially when I'm meeting with new people at the gym, the hardest thing for most people is building a habit and making exercise that habit, especially if you are low on motivation or willpower, or just you hate to work out, right? So creating a habit I want to go over today, and then also how to stay motivated, because even if you have a habit, sometimes that maintaining that motivation is difficult. And then we're going to talk a little about like exercise and it's how it can be a stress reliever.
All right.
And just mentally be such a benefit to your life. So first things first, though.
Well, first things first.
Yes.
I want to do the sponsor.
Oh, please do.
Show sponsor. Coleman Construction, where they build your dreams through custom home building. Learn more at colemanconstruction.com or call 402-643-5654 today. So again, show sponsor Coleman Construction. Make sure to call them for any of your construction needs. But with that, let's get into the show, Rob.
Yes, we talking habits right now.
Habits.
All right.
Bad, good or bad?
Good ones. We're trying to create workout habits.
See, because there's a lot of people, including myself, that have a lot of bad habits.
Well, like, can you explain it? Or are they,
I'm thinking like food habits.
Oh yeah,
that's the habits, or not working out as much as maybe you should. Like those kind of habits.
Right. Well, speaking of bad habits and food being a habit, so the easiest remedy that I have found was think about the opposite of creating a good habit, right? So to create a good habit, you have to make something accessible and easy to do.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
If you want to get rid of a bad habit, like literally the same in reverse, right? So like if you are a chronic snacker, right? If you just if it's bad snacks, like something that you shouldn't be doing, what you could do is eliminate that from your house, make it difficult to actually do, right? So people go to the cupboard, they go to their pantry and they pick out jelly beans. I don't know, whatever you have in there, but if they're not there, right? And the only thing you have is vegetables or hummus or I don't know.
See, the thing for me though, I feel like the only snack that I really go to town on is chips. And I can't not buy chips. Okay. When I walk by it in the grocery store, I have to buy chips.
Well,
but you see, it's I feel like chips are not as bad though as me. If I would eat a bunch of Oreos, I feel like chips wouldn't be as much. I don't know.
I mean, you could pick. I mean, if
I know I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But I just chips is the one thing that I don't care that it's bad for me. I just have to have it.
Everyone's at their thing, right? So
that's mine.
Just limit it, right? That's the trick. And if it's not a habit you're trying to get rid of, or if it's not a thing that you're trying not to do, I hesitate to call it necessarily a bad habit. I mean, if you're fine, I mean,
I'm living.
Yeah, you're good. You're alive. I'm looking at you right now. But that's what habits are. They're things that you repeat over and over again. So they're also behaviors that you have to start over and over again. So, if you don't consistently get started, then you're not going to have a habit, right? So building it it's actually almost like an exercise just to start a habit.
Ooh,
right?
Okay. I want to say one habit I feel like a lot of people have.
Oh yes.
Whenever I'm watching TV, it's like my stomach wants to eat something. I feel like that was something that I started when I was younger, and it's every time I was like, bro, I could just eat lunch and I could go watch TV a half an hour later. I want to snack on something. Like it's like my mind saying like you have to eat while you're watching TV, and that's bad. That's like one habit I do want to get rid of.
Okay, so one way to do that is you can actually so you can start combining activities. Now this actually gets back into habit creation, but also staying motivated when you're at the gym, right? So if you like to watch TV, you could, if you're going on a run or if you're just doing something simple at the gym, it's hard to do this when you're like squatting or bench pressing, right? But like any sort of cardio day, watch TV. Get your phone. Netflix has an app, all right? Whatever you're watching, right? Get the headphones in, and you can actually watch TV. Now, it's easiest. So there, everyone has those shows that they just like put on in the background, right? That can be exercise. So if you know you want to watch TV, or you just want to have something on and be mindless, maybe it's music, maybe it's TV, it could be anything. But if you're doing it at the same, it could be an audiobook, right? How many people listening read audiobooks or listen to audiobooks?
I mean, podcasts is mostly what that is.
Sure.
Listen to.
Yeah, podcasts, audiobooks, 93.7 The Ticket. I mean, we get
the Movement Hour.
Yes. I mean, any of that stuff can be done at the same time as exercise. So if you're thinking about ways to double up on your activities, that's one good way to do it. You can easily do that at the same time as jog, right?
What about if it's like late at night and it's just you're just about to go to sleep and you're like watching TV before you go to bed?
Well, doesn't that put you to sleep?
True.
You're young, so maybe not.
That's the thing, though. It's like, it's like when it's 8 or 9 o'clock at night and it's like I'm almost done for the night. That's when I want to get a snack, when I'm eating TV. When I'm watching TV.
Right at the end of the day, huh?
I know, and it's bad. Because
that's the wind down period. I don't have an answer off the top of my head for that one.
I know. It's just a bad habit. It's just a bad habit.
Going to bed. Okay, here's why. Actually, I got one. See,
you got one?
It all comes, right? So if you are exercising and every single day, there so many things get better, right? But one of those things is sleep.
True.
So, I mean, health benefits from regular exercise. So this should be emphasized by every single person, right? And there's like, off the top of my head here, I mean, improved sleep, increased interest in intimate activities, better endurance, stress relief, improved mood, energy and stamina is going to be increased. You're going to have less tiredness that can actually increase mental alertness, right? Weight reduction, of course, is going to be a part of that, especially if that's one of your goals. But then also reduce cholesterol, improved cardiovascular fitness. All those things are going to happen, right? So, but on your point, when you're going to bed and you're having, you want to watch TV instead of go to sleep, you might just want to go to sleep if you're exercising, and your body needs that.
Yeah. So no, that's right. I mean, definitely like, if I have a day where it's like a lazy day, that's when it's the worst. It's like, because I can't fall asleep because I didn't do as much that day.
Right.
So you're not as tired.
Right.
And that's when it's the worst. Like, if I had a full day of school work and then I also went and worked out, like you're probably just gonna, as soon as your head hits the pillow, you're just gonna fall asleep.
Oh yeah. And that's always been my issue, actually. So I have bad habits too.
Yeah, you're not perfect. So, no one's perfect.
No one's perfect. So I mean, the habit that I am trying to kick, and it's tough. Now, I already know what you should do, I'll admit, but I do look at my phone every single night before I go to bed. It's just like,
that's so many people do that. I do that.
I don't know if there's a person who doesn't do that at this point. But how do you? I mean, it's right there, right? And I don't want to wear like blue light glasses when I'm like looking at my phone at night, because that blue light was what keeps you awake too, right? Because it's just your natural, your brain sees it as like, oh, it's daytime. Right.
Yeah, see, that reminds me of the meme. It's like, I'm on my phone because I can't fall asleep. I can't fall asleep because I'm on my phone.
Okay, I've not seen that one. But
yeah, I like that one.
It's a vicious circle.
It is. Funny. It's just like, he's like, I can't fall asleep. Oh, I'm gonna go on my phone. Well, I'm on my phone now. I can't fall asleep.
Yeah. Some people it puts to sleep. Like I wish it was the same as TV, but it's just not.
See, yeah, what I try to do is, instead of like scrolling through like social media before I go to bed, I like, put on like a podcast or something, and I'll have my eyes closed listening to it while I'm falling asleep. That's what I try to do.
Well, I mean, I think getting back to like just trying to find a good habit instead of getting rid of habits is. So have you ever read the book Atomic Habits?
No.
So, well, James Clear, by the way, anybody, I mean, I don't know this guy. I'm not even signed up for his newsletter, but I've read his book, and it is one of the most applicable to everyday life books that you can read if you're going to read a book to help you This is one of the ones that is easily applicable to life. So he does a very good job with it. But there's a sentence, and he goes through this study, and he has people write out this sentence, and it is during the next week, I will exercise on, and you say the day, at, you say the time of day, and then in or at where you're going to work out, right? So, for example, during the next week, I will exercise on Tuesday at 10 a.m. at Movement Academy.
Ooh.
Right? And people were 2 to 3 times more likely to exercise over the long run if they write out that sentence.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like that's one of the things, like, if you're trying to memorize something, like saying it out loud helps you memorize it. I feel like that's kind of like the same thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, this was a thing that you wrote down, but it was interesting to see that. It's I don't know, I guess it's a psychology concept called implementation intentions.
Interesting.
So, which, I'm not a psychologist, but that
really
is, no, really. Yeah. But that is the term given to me by James Clear. So there are hundreds of studies to back that up, according to that man. So yeah, but it's good. And also, like, starting extremely small is always a good thing. So, I mean, if you could imagine this graph, and motivation, it kind of like goes up and it goes down and it goes up and it goes down. And then there's this line of what you're willing to do with that level of motivation, right? So if you're at your lowest point in motivation, but the thing you have to do is easier than how low your motivation is, if that makes sense. So maybe it's getting on a treadmill for only 5 minutes. No more, no less. 5 minutes. That's all you get, right? Because the initial goal is not the result of the exercise. The initial goal is to create the habit, right? So when you become a person who habitually works out, then you focus on the goal. So some people do it in reverse, and it's actually something that it's hard, right?
That's what deters, because the goal is not going to come right away.
Exactly. Unfortunately, but what can be a motivating factor for you is just make it easy enough, so easy that you can't say no, right? So that is one good example, and I've actually seen, or I've suggested this, right? So I mean, there's a strategy called the 2-minute rule that he'll give you in his book as well. And it's pretty simple, because you just focus on a way to get started in just 2 minutes rather than worrying about your entire workout. So for example, if you're having an issue going on a run, you don't know, like you're just not motivated whatsoever. Well, what is something you can do to help that motivation? Maybe your only goal for the day or for that exact workout is to just fill up your water bottle and put on your running shoes. That's the goal. Okay. Now that's going to lead to a couple of things. It'll lead to either that habit, or it's going to motivate you enough to actually go on that run and finish the activity. Right. So I've heard people, but like, what if I don't run after I do that stuff? I mean, that's okay. That'll come, right? Put your shoes on, fill up your water bottle, and then just keep doing that. Right. It's worked. It's
interesting.
It's an interesting concept.
It is. It's very interesting.
But it's a thing anybody can do. And you're not going to say no to putting your shoes on and filling up your water bottle. How simple is it? So like, it doesn't require a lot of motivation. It does not require a lot of willpower. And most of the time, you'll be surprised at how often you actually, because you've done that, go for a run, right? Whether it's on a treadmill or whether it's outside, depending on the time of year. Hopefully you're outside, but it's it's a strategy that actually works pretty well. And even for my own workouts, I'll put my workout clothes on, I'll put my workout shoes on, and I'll just stand in the gym. Now that's easy for me because I work there, right? But what I'm not always wearing is my workout clothes. So I'll just change. I'll fill up my water bottle. Some people use pre-workout for this, right?
Yeah.
Because there's beta alanine in the pre-workout. So what they'll do is that gives you that kind of tingly feeling. You ever had pre-workout before?
No.
All right. That tingle feeling, that'll make you want to work out, right? Because it's got to go away somehow. It's like, all right, I got to lift. It's like, it's almost like a lessened version of, when you're like, your arm feels asleep and you have that pins and needles, right?
Yeah.
So
I hate that feeling.
It's a bad feeling in that context, but like when it's desired and given to you by this pre-workout and there's beta alanine in there, which is going to give you that feeling. It's not to that extent, by the way. It's not painful, it doesn't hurt. It's just, it feels actually pretty good.
Interesting. Well, before we throw it to break, we had a question that got sent in after the show yesterday that I wanted to ask, and I'm pretty sure I know the answer, but I want to ask the expert. Somebody asked, so when you guys were talking about resistance training yesterday, I mean, not yesterday, last week, somebody sent in, I use dumbbells and kettlebells at home.
Yep.
We go camping in the RV 6 times a year and 2 weeks at a time. Do resistance bands really do that much for training on the go? I do not want to haul weights from the house to the RV all the time.
Oh, you can use resistance bands in so many ways, so many effective ways. What's interesting, I mean, there's so many different sizes also, but and using them to just putting them around your ankles, right, and walking sideways is a great way to get those glutes activated, right? And then what you can do is actually you can put it on your back and step on it at the same time to add a long resistance. It depends on the size of resistance band. There's like the ankle ones, and then there's the very long ones that you can get. Both of them are extremely effective. It's hard over the radio to describe how to do those workouts, but one thing you could do is come into Movement Academy and I'll just show it to you.
Right? There we go. I mean, you could do that.
So, I mean, if you did want to stop in, Texter, then I would love to give you that information. And you know what's awesome is I will just show you that for free. Just come on in and let me show you how to use bands.
That's awesome. I mean, because if resistance bands do work, if you talk, I mean, are you saying for like a short period amount of times, resistance bands?
The amount of things I can think to do with a resistance band is a full workout.
Really?
Over the course of an entire week.
And it'll help you just as much as, lifting weights.
I mean, just as much as a hard concept.
True,
I mean, it depends on the goal, right?
Yeah.
And it also depends on availability and how frequent you exercise with it. And I mean, but certainly results can be had, right? I mean, if you want to build a ton of muscle, it's probably not the right route. You got to add some weight for that, right?
Yeah.
But if you can lose weight on bands, you can lose weight and you can build mobility, you can increase endurance. There are so many things you can do with bands in so many different ways, but getting creative with bands, if you've never done it before, that's the tricky part, which of course I can help you with. So that is
at Movement Academy.
At Movement Academy.
Interesting. Because I mean, resistance bands would be a lot easy when you're traveling to take with you than
so easy. Yeah. And you know what else you should pick up is a TRX. Those things, you can do so much. You can hook that up to a tree and it's literally straps. That's all it is. And handles. There's a couple buckles, but it's really easy to use.
Interesting.
And it fits in. It's smaller. It's like a quarter the size of my book bag, but it fits in a bag. That's because it just rolls up and you set it into the little bag, and it's got the drawstring that tightens it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's super simple to carry around. That plus bands, great way to go out if you're going on that RV trip. I'm sure there's trees wherever you're going.
Probably.
You can use a tree and hook that band up to the trunk or a branch that's hanging off.
Awesome. Well, we're going to throw it to break. You're listening to the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We'll be right back.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design-build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach. Contact Coleman Construction at 402-643-5654 to discuss your vision for a beautiful home and let them bring it to life.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. Spring is here, summer is fast approaching. With weddings, vacations, and weekend getaways on your mind, do not let car issues prevent you from getting where you need to be. Car problems shouldn't be something that you put up with. Let us get you back on the road in comfort and safety. We diagnose all makes and models from Porsches to Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. We fix a variety of issues with all of them with our talented techs and our experienced staff. A1 Automotive at 11th and L, downtown Lincoln, always honest answers.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Movement Hour, powered by Coolman Construction on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Ben and Rob still here with you. Rob Coolman from Movement Academy. Rob,
Hey, everybody.
one segment in. What do you want to go into on this second segment?
Well, I was going to put a bow on creating the habit, and then I was going to go over ways to stay motivated.
Awesome. Well, before we get into that, once again, I want to put a plug into the show sponsor, Coleman Construction, where they build your dreams through custom home building. Learn more at colemanconstruction.com or call 402-643-5654 today. But with that, let's get right into segment 2. We're about halfway through the show.
Yes, sir. So yeah, well, we finished off a little bit. We had that question about bands. So you don't want to bring kettlebells and dumbbells around with you when you're traveling. Yeah. I get that completely. Having a kettlebell even is just, it can cause some thing moves around when you're traveling, especially in an RV.
Yeah.
So you gotta have that thing locked down. But bands and TRX definitely a good option for you. And of course, remember, you can always come in and I'll help you out with that. So in terms of creating habits, there was this person, and I'm going to go back one more time to Atomic Habits, right? Because again, that book was very helpful. I use a lot of information from that book while talking to new clients or potential clients. And there was this guy, or even just new members who aren't personal training with me, right? So there was this guy who would actually set up a rule for himself where he couldn't be in the gym for longer than 5 minutes at the beginning. He had a hard stop time, 5 minutes.
Really?
Yes. He had to go every single day, but he wasn't even allowed to stay for 6 minutes. Right?
Huh.
So
I feel like if you drive to the gym and then only there for 5 minutes, that'd be like kind of annoying.
Maybe, but in the case of Movement Academy, you're just walking to the gym, right? So
I mean, true, I guess.
typically, if you live or work in the Haymarket, no, but yeah, we'll take all the drivers too. Don't worry. But but I mean, maybe that's the case, but the drive to the gym is not usually the thing that people say I'm not motivated to do. It's the actual activity at the gym.
Yeah.
Right. So if you give yourself, remember, that's the low bar you're setting for yourself, something you can't say no to. You're not going to say no to that. If you leave so in other words, like the reason he said I can't stay for 6 minutes is because if he leaves the option for himself to stay longer, then that changes your mindset to, it's not 5 minutes anymore. It's, I'm going to the gym. Right. So there is the only option until you create that habit, until it becomes like nothing, is go into the gym for 5 minutes at the beginning. Now, I'm not suggesting this for everybody. I'm just saying what's worked for someone, right? And this is, I mean, it's just build the habit first. Worry about the results later. Going back to that, right?
I like that. I like that.
So building the habit should be the goal. Then whatever your goal is actually in the gym, that's every single time I have somebody have a 10-pound goal, we hit 10 pounds, right? Whether it's gaining or losing. And then after that, we're like, all right, you're here. What's your new goal? Right? So you're never done. I've been exercising my entire life. There's never a moment in time where I'm going to hit my final goal and be like, all right, now nothing. It's just not going to happen. So plus new things arise as you age, and you're just going to find more reasons to have to work out. But definitely results later. So the first goal would be creating the habit. Second goal, find your new goal. Right. So that's a good thing. And I've actually had crazy story at Movement Academy, a couple success stories. After that habit is built, so maintaining your actual motivation is something that can be difficult because people are going to go through periods in their life, but results are a great motivator. So, the second you're finished with your habit creation doesn't necessarily mean now you're ready to start seeing those results. You might right away start seeing those results, but even a small one. So like, for instance, we have a guy who's been in the gym for just over a year. He's actually lost over 100 pounds.
Wow.
And he does almost the same thing in terms of cardio every single day. Now, he's not a personal training client. He's just a member there, right? But I mean, and to be fair, it wasn't just exercise that did that for him. It was other lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, it can happen. Now, a year seems like a long time, but when you think of it in the context of 100 pounds, he didn't just lose it one day. Like,
you can't, I mean, it wouldn't be healthy to lose 100
no, it would
pounds
not, right?
in one day.
But every single pound he sees leave, he is motivated, right? And those happen periodically as you continue to go back. But the reason it happened for him was consistency, right? Was the habit was created. So now he's seeing those results. And 1 year and a few months later, 100 pounds. I mean, I remember where I was last year, at this time in June. I know. I mean, if everyone just looks back 1 year, it's not that long ago, right?
Yeah.
So do that in reverse. What's 1 year ahead? Even if it's a year, and I'm not saying every goal takes a year, but imagine if you started something now where you're going to be in a year. That's just one extra motivator.
Yeah.
I have another person who lost 30 pounds. That's all they could lose, really. They're not in a position to lose 100 pounds. They'd float away, but they lost 30 pounds and now they want to be a trainer, right? Because they want to be able to, and I love hiring personal trainers internally. I think that's a great thing to do. And those people are great, but the endorphins that that you're going to find with just even exercise, even if you don't hit results, maybe your goal is to feel better. That is something that can happen immediately. If you want immediate goal results, and one of the results you're looking for is just feeling good, I mean, endorphins, that's the most natural drug in the world right there. Those things are great. I mean, those, there's the neurotransmitters released by the pituitary gland.
Yeah.
Right. So it's in the brain, right? So they're natural hormones, but they can alleviate pain, lower stress. They can improve mood. They'll enhance your sense of well-being, like everything. That's something that can happen. At least the mental state can happen immediately. So that is a really good goal.
Interesting. I mean, one thing I wanted to ask is, do you feel like, I mean, I know this is probably different for everybody, but do you feel like it is good to have a goal of like, okay, I want to lose 10 pounds? Because I feel like for a lot of people, if they're not seeing that results right away, that can be discouraging to them. Do you think it's maybe not good for some people to have that goal? I mean, you know what I mean? I know you need like motivation to do it, and a goal can be that for some people, but like I also feel like that can work in the opposite way. If they're not reaching that goal, that can dissuade them.
Well, I mean, think of that can be a goal, but like don't be a one goal person, right? So like if you're worried about not hitting that goal, maybe on top, you can couple goals together, right? Maybe on top of that goal, you also have that goal of just feeling better. Maybe it's more mobility. Maybe it's getting stronger, right? Maybe it is creating a habit. But I can tell you one thing, if you are being consistent, you're going to hit a goal, right? You're not going to fail.
And you're doing it the right way.
Yes.
Because I mean, you can consistently do something that, like, if you're not working out the right way or doing the right things for that goal, then it doesn't matter how consistent you are.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why I like to talk about habits so much, because if you have a 10-pound weight loss goal and you're being consistent and you are creating the right lives, I mean, it's just natural. You have to you're going to hit the goal if you're consistent, right? But if you're not consistent, and if you're falling off and you're not creating that habit first, that's when those goals don't happen, right? I make guarantees sometimes to my clients where, and it's just, I'm so confident in this guarantee where I tell them, listen, if you do everything I tell you to do, and when I tell you to do it, like not necessarily like you have to go to sleep at this hour. I'm not going to tell you every little detail of your life, but if you do the things I am asking you to do, you will hit your goals. You will, right? I guarantee that every single time, because that's how a body works.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's kind of science.
a little bit, right? So, but I also say, now I have had clients not hit their goals. I'm not telling you I'm guaranteeing success, right? We both have to do our part. So it is something that there's a caveat to that, I guess, right? I mean, do the things, but if you do the things, you're going to hit those goals. And a lot of that, it starts with habit creation, right? Once the habit's created, I can't emphasize that enough. I think we've talked about it for almost 30 minutes now, is just create the habit. Once the habit is created, everything else falls into place so much easier. But it's all about habits. It's all about starting out and finding that. So, I mean, maintaining that habit, even while creating a habit. I mean, if you ever engaged in like positive self-talk, you know,
I mean, self-talk is that's huge.
It's huge. Yeah. I mean, those things are, I mean, if you dread exercising, just have a little chat to yourself, but do it as if you're speaking to someone else.
And there's also negative self-talk that prevents people from
100%
succeeding.
So let's make it positive, not negative. That's the good way, right? So that's the thing that you want to do. But I mean, there's studies on second person self-talk, even, like those things exist and they're proven to help. So it's something that's very helpful. I imagine when I think of my self-talk, it's actually funny. Like, you will do this workout today. You are going to hit that and you're going to take a nap.
Very authoritative.
Yeah.
You will do this.
You will do this. Yeah. But when I tell myself to take a nap, sometimes it works. But discovering a different reason to exercise, we've talked about it a little bit, but I mean, maybe the only reason you're exercising is to get out of the house because you work from home all day.
Yeah.
That's a reason to do something, right?
Yeah.
And it seems counterintuitive, but maybe your reason to exercise is not the benefits of exercise. Maybe your reason to exercise is to
just go
change
do
your
something.
Scenery.
Yeah, you're bored.
Right? How many people work from home nowadays?
A lot more than before COVID.
Yeah. I mean, if you like talk about binge watching TV shows or creating music playlists or maybe taking pictures of scenic things, maybe those are things you want to do. But in order to do those things, you go out and you exercise, right? You can make a massive playlist. If you just want to sit around and listen to music, people do that, right? They just love music so much. That's all they want to do. That's their leisure time. They're not doing something and listening to music. Like for me, I listen to music when I drive, but I never listen to music otherwise.
Yeah, pretty much the same for me.
Right. Some people aren't like that, right? Some people just love to listen to music in their leisure, right? It's the same way other people play video games. Now,
me,
yes.
Me.
I mean, and you know me, I'm a weirdo because I don't actually wear headphones when I work out. But it's
I do feel like that's weird. That's like
weird.
I don't. That's like going like you go to the. I feel like when you go to the gym, everyone has AirPods or headphones in.
Yes, and I look around. I'm like having a conversation with myself. So nobody can hear me. You know. So, yeah, it's a thing that happens. But I don't know. I think it started. I have to say this is kind of a rabbit hole, but I just want to feel approachable. If I'm wearing headphones, nobody's going to want to come up and talk to me.
I mean, okay, but if you're going to the gym, people probably aren't wanting to go.
But I work at the gym, right? So like I want people to feel like they can come up and talk to me.
I feel like that's the difference. I'm saying, I mean, if you're just going to like, I don't want to say some random gym, but like you're just going to a gym just to work out, like it's not your job. I feel like it would be weird if I don't see someone with headphones in, because it's like you're not going to the gym to like talk to people. Like you're going to the gym to work out.
This is not a headphones only gym, people. You can wear nothing on your ears. All right. But yeah, so no, I think it might have even started that way. I want to be approachable.
Yeah, that makes sense as you're the owner of Moving Academy.
Right. And I think that it's important, but also as a personal trainer, sometimes they even tell personal trainers to do that. You want to build your business? I mean, stop working out with headphones sometimes. You know, like if it's busy, it's helped. You know how many clients I've found or was able to either them come to me or me feel okay approaching them just because I'm present. I'm not listening to my headphones or whatever it is. Sometimes I'll go on pretend workouts. You know, when I lived in New York, I actually did this a lot. So I was a personal trainer in New York City for 4 years. Mm-hmm. And I was there for Equinox, actually was the club I worked at for the first 2 of that. And, you know, one of the things they had you do was find excuses to go out on the gym floor. And like for me, I would like take towels to people on treadmills and stuff. And I would also just go out there and work out. And the amount of times I just meet people on the gym floor because I'm working out, I might run into somebody else without headphones, but they know I'm a trainer because they see me there every single day. They're working out most days. Yeah. And people just come up to you and talk to you because they just want the expertise or, you know, and I'm an approachable guy. I think, I hope.
Yeah. You don't bite.
Exactly. Yeah. And people tend to know that before they even come up and talk to me.
Interesting.
So that's good. Yeah.
It must be the vibe you're giving off.
It must be. It's the no headphones vibe.
Well, before we go to break, actually, I mean, we're going to go to break, but what do you want to talk about last segment?
Yeah, well,
it's going to be interesting because usually the last segment's like something.
We usually do something fun, but I think
you got something else you got to touch on.
Today there's so many more things on this subject I actually want to hit, so I'm going to try to do a speed round. Okay. So we'll call it quick. Like give me like 5 topics of motivating things to do.
Okay. And we'll hit on that on the last segment. That'll be fun. That'll be fun. You listen to the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We'll be right back.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design-build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach. Contact Coleman Construction at 402-643-5654 to discuss your vision for a beautiful home and let them bring it to life.
Old School with DP and J.
Everybody's going to focus on his intensities and antics. I think he would be just fine because Billy Donovan is doing well, right? And he's intense as all get out. But how do you think he would transition to the NBA as a coach? And then also, what does this tell you about the Lakers?
93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Auto by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's specials through June 18th is for Father's Day. Buy a cowboy steak and get 2 free 6-ounce sirloins. Plus, the mystery box is back with a $225 value of meat for just $99. Also, 20% off all Smithy pans, and 20% off aprons. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Play ball! Ready to unleash the fun with Salt Dogs Baseball? Join us at Haymarket Park for 50 action-packed games running through August. Stay ahead of the game by visiting saltdogs.com for updates on exciting promotions, giveaways, and events happening each week. Experience a change-up from your typical family night, or make it a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers. Strike three, you're out! Don't miss the fun happening all summer long. Visit saltdogs.com to get your tickets and unleash the fun.
Problem gambling is not just a financial issue. It's an emotional problem with financial consequences. If your loved one is struggling with addiction, contact Choices Treatment Center's 24-hour helpline at 402-476-2300. That's 402-476-2300.
The Mill Coffee and Tea, formerly with only 4 Lincoln locations, now 5 Lincoln locations. That's 25% more locations than there used to be. Can you even imagine a world where there's only 4 Lincoln Mill locations? Feels like ages ago. We were all so young then. The Mill on 11, located right alongside the 93.7 The Ticket Studios at 1040 O Street.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
Nutrition Authority invites you to check out Emerge Zero. Building off the original best-selling Emerge formula, Emerge Zero is a body slenderizing solution that helps blast body fat, curb appetite, and provide the energy you need to get through the day. Emerge Zero can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Check us out at mynutritionauthority.com.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
I think the plan is to go bigger at corner. You got to have bigger corners in this league because you got these receivers. You got to deal with Ohio State receivers. And I'm not saying small corners can't get it done, but small corners have to be extraordinary, right? They got to jump higher. They got to do things that bigger corners might not necessarily have to do. So, I mean, losing Ethan Nation, it's kind of a blow, but when you got to get down in scholarships anyway, it's not, man. They got to have their best guys, man.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to the Movement Hour, powered by Coolman Construction on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello and welcome back into the final segment of the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Robert Coolman still in studio. So we're going to have we got 5 minutes left on this last segment. You said you wanted a quick run through some things. I already forgot what do you want to run through to finish to round out the conversation?
Yeah, we're going to stick with the same topic. We're going to go over the motivators.
There it is. That's the word I was looking for.
So, and I don't know how quick this round will be, but we'll get. It's going to be. We can get.
It's going to be super quick, Rob.
Yes. All right. So, well, let's talk a little bit about switching up why you're exercising, right? So we did talk this a little bit, right? So one thing I didn't mention, like coupling activities, right? So if you're going to be doing, say, do you like taking pictures? Maybe on your phone? No. Some people do.
Some people do.
Go on a run for scenic picture routes.
There you go.
Right. And that, as you know, Lincoln, Nebraska, there's some scenery. Right? So you can totally do that on a trail, but go to the Capitol, check out the Capitol. But I mean, just whether it's watching TV at the gym, whether it's listening to music, whatever it is, just think about exercise as a thing you do on top of another activity. Instead of by itself, right? So that's one helpful.
Because people think working out can be boring, which sometimes if you're not doing another activity and you're just doing it by yourself, sometimes it is a little boring.
Yeah. Some people think it's not boring.
No, I'm not saying all people. I'm saying some people.
Yeah. So, but yeah, finding a workout buddy who's fitter than you.
Ooh,
right?
ooh.
So that's a good one. I mean, what's the saying? You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. I mean, that probably applies to keeping oneself motivated in exercise, right? So it's helpful. I think the training with a workout buddy who you perceive to be fitter than you can really motivate you also to train longer, right? And train harder. So, I mean, do you have a workout buddy? I know you're not.
No.
Can you think of one?
No, I cannot. Okay, I actually can't think of somebody, and he works out like every day. So I just feel like I wouldn't even want to work out with him because I would just feel so much lesser than in the gym.
Yeah, but you can't look at it that way. If they're a good friend, they're gonna help you.
I don't know. No, they would. He's super nice. But I'm saying wait.
I mean, you're looking at someone right now. Like, come on. Like, I would work out with you. All you got to do is come on, come to the Movement Academy.
I don't know. This is something that'd be different about that. I don't know.
Yeah, I get that. So, I mean, but you can think people. They're in your life.
No,
right?
yeah, I can.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody has someone that they can think of.
See, not all these things are for everybody, but just ideas.
Yeah, these are just ideas. I mean, there's a ton of different options here. So, I'm getting competitive, right? So let's say, I mean, there's a ton of running apps or fitness apps where other people's results are posted.
Really?
Right? So you can actually look at those posted results and try to compete. Right? Now you might not hit it, but it's a bar, right? That you're trying to work towards.
Yeah.
So it might actually boost your desire to perform better. So whether you're planning to rank high in a marathon or you just want to beat a personal training record, right? I mean, there are, so if you get the right apps for those, you can absolutely do that. Even there's even an Apple Watch, will have those types of results on there. So and everybody has one of those now, right?
Not me. I don't like wearing watches.
Really?
No.
You just use your phone.
I just use my phone. I don't need a watch. I don't need to spend a bunch of money on a watch.
Sometimes I'll put my phone on my wrist, right? And I'll it is this time. So
I have pockets for that.
There you go. So treating yourself, okay? Make exercise something you do to give yourself an award. For example, a cheap meal, right?
At McDonald's.
That would be cheating. Yes. You could do that. Maybe your reward is buying clothes that you love.
Yeah,
right?
That's a good one.
Yeah. So and maybe it's buying actual exercise clothes that you love. So you want to treat yourself, you want to look good, and maybe you just like, all right, I've been doing this, so I'm gonna buy myself that, right? I did good, so here you go, treat myself, right? So
yeah, because everyone deserves, you sometimes everyone deserves to, treat themselves to something, whatever it is.
Yes, and then of course joining a community. It's another one, right? So
and where could you join in a community at?
That's the good one, Movement Academy, right? If you want to join a really fun community, Movement Academy is everybody, no matter what time of day you're going to work out, we'll have the community for you. So yeah, stop on in. It's a good time over there, and that would probably be. I think we went over a lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, that was a great hour. That hour flew by. I just gotta say
that was the fastest hour.
That was the fastest hour in radio.
So
that's all I got. But with that was Moving Hour. We got Rob Kuhlman. You're gonna be back next week. Do you know who you're bringing in, or is it just gonna be me and you again?
It's gonna be a surprise.
Ooh, surprise! I like surprises. I'm gonna be anxiously waiting to see who's gonna come in next week. But with that was the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Up next, we got Youth Football 101 with Tank Perry. I'm pretty sure he's in the house. He wasn't in the house last week. He was busy, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna be here today. So Youth Football 101 coming up next on 93.7 The Ticket. But
see ya.
Until then, see ya.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach.